Spurs vs Arsenal 1-0. Sarr's stunning goal controversy. North London Derby, Hong Kong 2025. In a thrilling encounter that marked a historic moment, Tottenham Hotspur triumphed over Arsenal with a narrow 1-0 victory on July 31st, 2025, in the first ever North London Derby held outside the UK. Pape Matar Sarr's stunning 45-yard strike was the highlight of the match, securing the win for Spurs at the Kai Tak Stadium in Hong Kong, which attracted a record crowd of 49,975 fans, despite having only opened its doors in March. This match was not just a game. It was a spectacle filled with competitive spirit and a touch of controversy. Arsenal's players were visibly upset when Sarr's goal was allowed to stand, as they believed Richarlison had committed a foul during the build-up. Despite dominating the second half and introducing their new €73 million signing, Victor Gyökeres, for the last 13 minutes, the Gunners could not find the equaliser. This defeat concluded Arsenal's pre-season tour of Asia on a disappointing note, while Spurs manager Thomas Frank celebrated a significant victory as he begins his journey as the successor to Ange Postecoglou. The match kicked off with Arsenal taking the initiative, as William Saliba nearly scored with a header just 4 minutes in, while Spurs struggled to defend against an early corner. Set pieces quickly became a focal point of the game, with Andreas Georgsson, who previously worked with Arsenal's Nicolas Jova at Brentford, now assisting Thomas Frank at Tottenham. Arsenal's goalkeeper, David Raya, faced challenges at corners, and Spurs came close to scoring multiple times, hitting the woodwork 3 times in the first half. A delivery from Pedro Porro struck the post in the 10th minute, and a low drive from Wilson Odobert deflected off Ben White and hit the upright. From the subsequent corner, Spurs again hit the post, with Richarlison unable to convert from close range. As the first half drew to a close, Tottenham took the lead. Raya attempted to play out from the back to Miles Lewis-Skelly, but under pressure from Richarlison, the young defender lost possession to Sarr. The midfielder then executed a brilliant long-range shot that sailed over Raya and into the net, sending the Spurs fans into a frenzy. Arsenal's frustration was palpable, as they believed a foul had occurred, with both Lewis-Skelly and Martin Ødegaard expressing their discontent to the fourth official as the teams headed to the locker rooms. No substitutions were made at half-time, and shortly after the break, Kai Havertz combined well with Gabriel Martinelli in search of an equaliser, but the Brazilian's shot went off target. Substitutions began just after the hour mark, with Spurs introducing Kevin Danso, Mathys Tel and Brennan Johnson, while Arsenal brought on Leandro Trossard and Martin Zubimendi. However, the crowd eagerly awaited the appearances of Gyökeres and Tottenham's star player Son Heung-Min, who were only introduced in the 77th minute. Arsenal faced an injury scare when Trossard had to leave the field, but despite applying pressure on Spurs for extended periods, they struggled to break through Tottenham's defence. Ultimately, Spurs held on to their lead, securing the victory. As the teams prepare to return home, Arsenal will fly back to London on Friday, while Spurs are set to travel to South Korea for a match against Newcastle United. This match not only showcased the fierce rivalry between these two clubs, but also left fans buzzing with excitement and anticipation for the upcoming season. What do you think about the controversial moments in this match? Did the referee make the right call? Share your thoughts in the comments. Arsenal vs Tottenham. Dramatic North London derby in Hong Kong. Match highlights. In a thrilling conclusion to our Asia tour, Arsenal faced off against Tottenham Hotspur, ultimately suffering a narrow defeat with a score of 0-1. The match was marked by a first-half goal from Pape Sarr, which proved decisive in this historic derby held in Hong Kong. The only goal of the match came about in a rather contentious moment. Miles Lewis-Skelly seemed to be fouled from behind, allowing Sarr to seize the opportunity and score from a considerable distance, catching our goalkeeper David Raya off guard. As the game progressed, Victor Gyökeres made a late appearance, greeted by enthusiastic cheers from the crowd as we sought to equalise. Despite our mounting pressure and several attempts, we were unable to find the back of the net. First half. The excitement surrounding this match was palpable, as tickets for the first ever North London derby outside the UK sold out in just 2 hours, with a significant majority purchased by Arsenal fans. The atmosphere felt almost like a home game, especially with the iconic tune The Angel played before kickoff. The energy in the stadium surged after an impressive pre-game dragon ceremony and light show. And we came out strong, attacking from the very first whistle. Martin Odegaard nearly put us ahead with a shot that was deflected just wide within the opening minute, followed by another attempt from a corner that went off target. Tottenham's first real chance came 10 minutes in when Pedro Porro's corner kick evaded everyone and struck the far post, falling to Richarlison, who unfortunately headed it straight at William Saliba. As the match intensified, both teams began to engage in fierce challenges, leading to Rodrigo Bentancur receiving a yellow card for a reckless foul on Bukayo Saka. Although we started the match with great momentum, Spurs soon had a golden opportunity to take the lead. Wilson Odebert's low shot hit the post, and from the subsequent corner, Richarlison found himself in front of an open goal, but somehow missed the chance. Just as the first half was about to conclude, Tottenham controversially took the lead. Lewis Skelly appeared to be tripped in the centre circle by Richarlison, and the ball fell to Pape Sarr, who launched a long-range shot over a stranded David Raya, putting Spurs ahead. Before the half-time whistle, we made several attempts to equalise, sending in 3 dangerous corner kicks, 2 of which were cleared away from the 6-yard box. However, we failed to test Tottenham's goalkeeper, Guglielmo Vicario, during the first 45 minutes. The second half began with Saka's impressive run down the right flank, resulting in our first corner of the half. Odegaard's shot was deflected over the bar, and shortly after, Gabriel Martinelli missed a chance from a layoff by Kai Havertz, following some excellent work from Lewis Skelly. At the other end, Mickey van de Ven headed a chance wide from close range. But remarkably, Tottenham's first half goal remained the only shot on target for either team. Martin Zubimendi made his debut in the derby, and his first touch was a shot from the edge of the area that was deflected just over the bar. Havertz also had a low shot that was comfortably saved as we pressed for an equaliser. As the match approached the final 15 minutes, Mikel Arteta made substitutions, bringing on Christian Mosquera and Victor Gyökeres for their non-competitive debuts. Despite our efforts and a record attendance of 49,975 at the newly opened Kai Tak Sports Park, we could not break through Tottenham's defence, and our visit to Hong Kong ended in disappointment. What's next? This match wrapped up our 14-day Asia tour, and the team will return to London on Friday to prepare for our upcoming match against Villarreal on Wednesday at the Emirates Stadium. Following that, we will face Athletic Club in the Emirates Cup next Saturday. This will be our final pre-season match before the Premier League kicks off the following weekend, where we will take on Manchester United away from home. Arsenal versus Spurs, North London derby in Hong Kong. Key takeaways analysis. In a thrilling display of football, Tottenham Hotspur triumphed over Arsenal in the first ever North London derby held outside the UK, thanks to a stunning long-range chip from Pape Matar Sarr. This match, which attracted a record crowd of 49,975 at the stadium, provided valuable insights into what fans can anticipate from both teams as the new season approaches. Sarr's remarkable goal came just before half-time, in the 45th minute, when he skillfully lobbed the ball over Arsenal's goalkeeper David Raya from near the halfway line, after Spurs regained possession in midfield. This moment not only highlighted Sarr's talent, but also set the tone for a match filled with excitement and competitive spirit. Thank you, Arsenal and Spurs innovate at set pieces. Arsenal has built a reputation for being a formidable force during set pieces, having scored 15 goals from such situations last season. Under the guidance of coach Nicolas Jova, who is a well-known figure in the Premier League's coaching circles, the team has been refining their corner routines. In this match, after winning their first corner, 5 Arsenal players strategically positioned themselves along the 18-yard line, indicating that they have been working on new tactics to enhance their effectiveness from corners, especially after a decline in their corner goals towards the end of the previous season. However, it's worth noting that Arsenal also struggled defensively, conceding 14 goals from set pieces last season. Tottenham seized opportunities to capitalise on this weakness, with Pedro Porro and Mohamed Kudus both striking the post directly from corners. In a particularly chaotic moment, Richarlison attempted to convert a rebound from close range, but ended up sending the ball over the bar instead. On the defensive front, Spurs appeared well organised, showcasing manager Thomas Frank's efforts to instill his strategies in the team ahead of the Premier League kickoff. A new approach for Arsenal. Arsenal's style of play has noticeably evolved during their pre-season tour in Singapore and Hong Kong. Last season, they finished 10 points behind champions Liverpool, scoring 17 fewer goals than their rivals. One of their significant challenges was breaking down teams that employed low defensive blocks. However, in this match against Spurs and throughout their pre-season, Mikel Arteta's squad demonstrated a quicker transition to attack, moving the ball forward with greater urgency than in previous outings. Goalkeeper David Raya has been instrumental in this shift, often opting for long kicks rather than short passes. The Gunners have also increased their shooting frequency, registering 23 shots against AC Milan, 15 against Newcastle, and despite the loss, 16 shots against Tottenham. Arteta is clearly optimistic that this new approach will help convert missed opportunities into points this season. I am very pleased with what I've seen in most of the things that we've done, Arteta remarked. But we miss something in certain moments. That preciseness, that moment that unlocks the result, the moment to turn the result our way. And Saka, a crucial element of Arsenal's gameplay, revolves around the synergy between right-back Ben White, captain and right-sided midfielder Martin Odegaard, and right-winger Bukayo Saka. All 3 players faced significant injuries last season, which hampered Arsenal's attacking fluidity. During an open training session at the Kai Tak Stadium, they practiced their interplay, focusing on passing and movement, culminating in crosses aimed at new striker Victor Gyökeres. White consistently made overlapping runs outside of Saka, providing him with options to either pass to the advancing fullback or to drive into the box himself, showcasing their tactical understanding and teamwork. Gyökeres makes his debut. Victor Gyökeres made his debut for Arsenal in the 77th minute, marking a significant moment for fans, eager to see the club's new signing in action. At 27 years old, Gyökeres presents a different style compared to other Arsenal forwards. He is a physically imposing player, and the club hopes his goal-scoring abilities will contribute to their pursuit of silverware. Unlike Kai Havertz, Gyökeres tends to focus less on build-up play and more on positioning himself in the penalty area to capitalise on crosses. Although he had a couple of half chances, including a challenging header from a corner, he didn't have the opportunity to fully demonstrate why Arsenal invested up to £64 million in him. Arteta expressed his enthusiasm about Gyökeres and fellow new signing Christian Mosquera, stating, "I'm really happy to have them here. I think they are going to add a lot of value. You see straight away the energy and the quality they are going to bring. It was a short time, but at least that one is over now. And when they play against Villarreal on August the 6th, I'm sure it will be different. Wingers shine. Despite facing pressure for significant portions of the match, Tottenham's wingers proved to be a valuable asset during their counter-attacks. Wilson Odobert and Kudus consistently sought to challenge Arsenal's fullbacks, with Kudus notably hitting the post directly from a corner in the first half. After the match, Frank praised Kudus, the £55 million summer signing from West Ham, highlighting his exceptional hold-up play, ability to navigate tricky situations, and one-on-one skills. On top of that, I think he's working extremely hard. There was a recovery run from a set piece when he was straining all the way back and he won the ball back. That's how he can help the team so much. He will make a lot of the fans excited with his offensive actions, and he will also help the team defensively. A critical moment. Raya caught off guard. The pivotal moment of the match was undoubtedly Sarr's goal, which soared over Raya's head. The Arsenal goalkeeper is expected to contribute to the team's build-up play due to his passing skills, which often leads him to position himself high up the pitch. This strategy, however, leaves him vulnerable if Arsenal loses possession in midfield. This scenario is reminiscent of a similar goal he conceded against Crystal Palace last season, where he was chipped by Jean-Philippe Mateta while off his line. As the season unfolds, fans will be eager to see how both teams adapt and evolve. Will Arsenal's new tactics pay off, or will Spurs continue to exploit their weaknesses? What are your thoughts on the strategies employed by both teams? Share your opinions in the comments below.